Hello and welcome to my video. So in this video I'll be throwing some vases. So this is actually a requirement for a project for my ceramics class. I'm actually taking ceramics 2. I took ceramics 1 last semester and I've been really having a lot of fun with ceramics and wheel throwing. And so I wedged up 3 pounds of clay, I believe, and then I wedged one that was 3 and one that was 3.5, and I just threw them onto the wheel. So this is actually the second vase I threw because the first one, you'll see in a sec, I was pretty happy with this one, or with the next one, but this one did end up failing. So what I started doing was I centered up the clay on the wheel, and this was about, as I said, 3 pounds, and it was actually really easy to work with because it was actually reclaimed clay. Reclaimed clay, if you don't know, it's just clay that has already been used. You just add more water and moisture to it, and it turns it back into clay it was before. It's a little bit different because it loses its plasticity, which is, a little bit harder to work with, that means. And so I just started with this tall cylinder, and then I started by bellying out the cylinder, making a bellied form, trying to get the vase type that I would like. And then I colored in the top once it was bellied out a little bit. And this is where I said it kind of failed. What happened was, as I was coloring in, the bottom started getting a little bit wobbly. And like I said, this is reclaimed clay, so it kind of just collapsed. It couldn't really hold its own, so I slammed it. And these are the frames of what it looked like. I was not too mad, by the way, of this failing, because I was also using this as practice. This assignment is due, I think, in like 5 weeks. I have like a month and a half. Like, I'll have a long time before this project is really due, and I know I can get it done. I'm just using this time as practice, so then I can get the vases as best as they can be by the assignment date. And so the assignment for this project, is we have to throw 5 different types of vases, and one out of the 5 has to be 7 inches. One has to be altered after it's been thrown on the wheel, meaning like you can add something to it after it's off the wheel. And the last one has to have texture, so we have to add some sort of texture onto the vase. And as you can see here, I did end up cutting in a half. So after I had colored in, I realized that the bottom was probably a little bit thicker than I would like. And as I said earlier, I'm not going to be too picky about these vases, or I'm going to be critical about these vases because I know I can do better. And since I have so much time, I'm just going to scrap these and learn from them as best as I can before making more. And so as you can see here, the bottom was a little bit thicker than I would like. I think that the base could have been a little bit thinner, but it is really hard when you're working with this much clay to get all that clay up to the top of the cylinder. And so that's just with your pulling, and that's pulling cylinders. Cutting your cylinders in half, cutting your pieces in half really helps you learn, and helps you learn really fast. And I really enjoyed this. This was just a fun throwing session of me throwing some vases. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.